Hey everybody, Liberty Music Ray here. Today I just wanted to kind of cover this topic. This topic's about the commission art space and kind of there's like an issue that's really happening within it right now that is it's really not good. It's pushing a lot of people towards AI. Now, for context, I'm not an AI hater. I know a lot of other people don't like AI, which is hey, that's fine, right? That's fair. If you don't like it, then cool, whatever. Like I don't have a problem with that. But if you want commission art and you want regular art, stuff like that, more often, like I always say, you know, support your artist, right? Like if there is art that you want to see, support that person, right? Um, you're never going to maintain something by not supporting it, right? This is the same with the WNBA, uh, as it is with artists, as it is with musicians, right? If you're listening to music and you don't like, um, AI slop invading those spaces, that's fine. But go out of your way to support those musicians that are making good things and then support them to the fullest extent so that way they can continue making things, right? Like you're never going to get better by not doing something, and we can't do those things without the support, right? With that said, I mean, hey, if you come into my channel and the algorithm brought you here and you like the content, please like and subscribe, join up, and we'll talk about more of this sort of stuff, going forward. So but so let's get down to the meat and potatoes of this. So this person reached out to a commission artist, gave them a little AI photo of what they kind of had in mind as just like a concept piece. Nothing really nothing really super important, right? Basic context overall of like kind of what they're looking for, right? And they say, "Hi, I like your art, and was wondering if you think you'd be able to draw this character as a chibi icon, right?" Okay, like that's fine. That's a great. I wish people would ask me this nicely for things, you know. Um, Most of the time people just demand things of me. But hey, we come down here. What is it? Hey, very sadly, you will find that most artists despise AI generated characters, and your image appears to be AI generated. However, if you redraw that image using your own ideas, I don't care how badly drawn it is, as long as it is still human, I can accept it. Hope that helps. Well, that doesn't help. I mean, and not only that, but like you're over here making the assumption that these people know how to draw in the first place. They wouldn't, if they knew how to draw, they wouldn't be reaching out to you. Like that's the common sense, right? Like that's the common sense portion of this. If they knew how to draw, they wouldn't commission you. They would just draw the thing. Like this is like the dumbest, most like ass backwards thing I've ever read, right? Um, like, oh, show me that you know how to draw, so I'll draw the thing for you. Like, oh no, if I knew how to draw, like I'm not gonna reach out to you. I'll just draw the thing. It's stupid. Uh, and I don't really care whether or not you like AI generated characters, or whatever. Like this person's just trying to give you context as to what they want. Like this is not the final product, obviously, right? They're just trying to. This is the same as them writing out a 20-page report of what they want, right? It's just condensed into a single photo, right? That's all this is. So when you're looking at this, if you refuse to do work based on this, okay, well then stop bitching about AI taking your job away, right? Like, I mean, that's the thing. Because now, what alternatives does this person have? They have no alternative. The only alternative they have is AI, right? So that's what you're doing. You're pushing them right back to AI. Now, let's move on to this one. Mia. I have used AI in thumbnails, yes, but I am trying to move towards using real commission art. That should be seen as supporting artists, not as a reason to blacklist me from commissioning them. Holy crap, dude. Like this Senna person, genuine piece of crap right here. Uh, you know, like they just interject into the post. They interject into this person trying to get commissioned art and say, "Oh, they use art to train AI or whatever, so you shouldn't work with them." And then an actual commission artist is like, oh, thanks for that information. Like, that was sweet of you to let me know, blah, blah, blah. But it's not. This person just screwed you out of a job. Like, you're no longer getting a commission because this person just talked you out of it. When you see these people, just block them. Like, these are the worst people. The Senna person, like, where, they're trying to come over here and act like, oh, AI this, AI that. Okay, okay, fine. But now they're over here trying to get artwork commissioned for their channel, and you're blocking them from doing that. So what alternative do they have? They don't have one. So now they're going to go back to AI. You're going to lose a customer. Like, that's you losing. That's you taking a big fat L, right? Like that. And this is what I'm saying. It's so stupid. These people just zero IQ, zero IQ play here. You just screwed a commission artist out of making money, right? And first of all, this isn't how this works. You don't just like directly upload images into a model. And I don't think Mia is sitting around with like a $200,000 server system where she can literally just inject a bunch of content into it and then train it on that content, and pop out a model. Like, I don't think this person does that sort of stuff. So, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't see it. Right. And that's the thing. It's like, we're over here. What are we talking about? Right. Like, this person is trying to commission actual work out of you. And instead of taking that as a W and being supportive of that person, you just talk them out of getting the work done that they're trying to get done, which is disgusting behavior, by the way. Like, in some cases, even liable. Like, people get sued for less. Like, I wouldn't have made that comment, because people, this is the thing, like, if you made a false accusation, right? Like, you can get sued for doing that. Like, and honestly, I'm going to be real. I feel like it should happen more often, right? There are far too many people that come out running their mouth, lying about people, and trying to make it seem like they do things that they don't, right? There's just too many people doing that stuff these days. Too many bad actors, too many propagandists, and look at what they're doing. They're cannibalizing themselves, right? In their own community, because they're being stupid and irrational. Like, you can't deal with these people. And that's the problem, because they're just all about cancel culture, right? Like, and it's just constant. It's this cancel culture BS of, oh, like, either you're going to do the exact thing that I want and expect. I expect you to pick up a decade's worth of artist work, and know exactly what you're doing, and draw your own stuff, and blah blah blah, yada yada yada. Like, that's not reality. That's delusion. You need to go take your meds. That's what that is. Go take your meds. You've been off your meds too long. That's what that is. It's disgusting behavior. Okay. And if that's how you're going to act, too, and you're going to just liably lie about people all the time, like, I just don't understand why, like, anybody even tolerates it. Like, I even went through the trouble. I was like, oh, this Senna person, cool. Guess what? You're a bullshit artist and a liar. So now you're on a block list. That's where you're at now, because you can't, you decided to open your mouth and lie. That's where you're at now. You're on the block list. That's what you've been added to. So I don't deal with people that do that, right? If you're going to come in and stir the pot and blah, 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 and you're just a bullshitter, like, guess what? You're going to end up on the block list. That's how that works. So if you've been paying attention here, this video that I put up here, this is me actually doing what she kind of asked for. She asked for something that she can add to a thumbnail. And so what I decided to do was, I was like, oh, I'll go ahead and I'll just do a thumbnail for her, and I'll make it like a PNG based off of like her actual YouTube content, and just kind of shine it up, make it look nice, go through, highlight things, kind of give it a little bit more dimension, and color to certain spots, because it's all about shading. It's all about, color, right? And contrast, right? So the more contrast you add, the more dimension you're going to get, and that sort of stuff. So there was a section of the image that got cut off. So I went ahead and I just reconstructed that chunk of the hair that was missing, in the video. But yeah, I mean, like, this is the sort of work that, like, I do, that, I get all these people that are like, oh, why did you use this AI thing, or whatever. And it's like, well, I think it's fun, right? And I like to mess around with AI too. Like, that's just me. Like, I find it fun, right? Most of what I like to do is mess around with AI that's like local. Like, stuff that's on my computer, right? It's not in a data center somewhere. It's on my computer. I'm generating it at home in my office. Uh, and that's that. I'm paying the electricity bill. I'm paying the water bill. Which my computer does not require, you know, 20 million gallons of water. It requires zero water actually. You know, but that's the whole concept. Like I mess around with this stuff at home. I'm more into like the open source stuff, right? Like when it comes to programs like Krita, right? Krita, is somewhat open source. Like you can make mods, you can do things like that with Krita. I've been looking into that. I've been looking into creating VSTs. I've been looking into making all sorts of things, right? For just various communities, And the thing is that when people come in and they're like, oh, we're gonna have to blacklist you because, you know, AI or whatever, like, okay, like enjoy missing out on functionality, I guess. I don't know what to tell you. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm over here, I'm just trying to work on things and get things done, things that I would like to have done. But it's hard to do those things because you have all these people that are just like Salem witch trial 2.0, ready to just cancel you at the drop of a hat for no reason other than you just being you, right? Um, and that's disgusting behavior. I disagree with that wholeheartedly, right? Like go be you, go do you, right? And when the moment I have a problem is when you interfere with another person being themselves, and you interfere with them to the degree that you've cut them off from the rest of society for no reason other than to just satiate your narcissism, right? Like that's disgusting behavior to me. You know what I mean? Like I just it's not it's not something I tolerate, right? And people that come into my community that are like that are narcissistic, and they're just here to run their mouth or whatever, like okay, bye. It's not an airport. You don't have to announce your departure, right? Like just there's the door, continue on with whatever it is you're doing, right? If you enjoy the content though, I hope you stick around. I really do. I want you to stick around. I want you to like and subscribe the video, and I want to continue making content here. But I just don't see why like we have to uh effectively exile people because they do one thing over another, right? I don't have, like I said, I don't have a problem with AI. I've used AI in thumbnails before, and to be frank with you, like, I mean, I'll say this, like I A/B test every single video, right? So if it's a long form video and I can A/B test it, I'm going to A/B test it. So whether that's three titles, three thumbnails, or three of both, right? That's usually what I'm going to do, right? So, and by doing that, it helps me because then I get to understand from a creator perspective, from an analytical perspective, what's doing well in the algorithm, right? And unfortunately, and I'm going to be completely honest with you, when I A/B test my content, what does well in the algorithm is AI content. When I upload an AI thumbnail, it gets 50% more retention than all of my other thumbnails. If I make a meme, if I make anything, that's I can hand draw something and it gets less attention in YouTube than AI stuff, right? So, and it's funny because I get all these people that like they hate AI slop or whatever, and it's like that's fine, but bro, like you're interacting with it. Like I can see it in my analytics. Like you wouldn't have clicked on the video if you didn't see the AI thumbnail and click on it. And that's the funny part. You're feeding the algorithm by doing that, right? Like it's ironic because you're feeding the thing that you claim to hate, right? Which is so dumb. Like just if you don't like AI stuff and you don't like seeing AI thumbnails or whatever, like cool, stop clicking on the content. You know what I mean? Because when you click on that content, right? I'm going to do the same for this video. Watch. I'm going to do the exact same thing for this video. I'm going to put three thumbnails and three titles on it, and we'll see. I'll come back when A/B testing is done for the week. I'll post the results, and you can see what I'm talking about. All right. Uh, and you'll see. Like I said, every time I put like an AI thumbnail, for whatever reason, it gets like 50% more views than posting on like a hand drawn thumbnail or posting a meme, right? So it is what it is. Like I'm just I'm just doing what the algorithm and what you guys like, what your engagement does, and I'm just listening to that, right? Because in my opinion, like actions are louder than words, right? You can come here and whine in the comments about it, but ultimately at the end of the day, your actions are showing what's really going on. So, um, but yeah, I mean, if you've been paying attention to the video up here in the corner, uh, for those that like hand drawn art, like I said, I mean, I've effectively took her thumbnail and kind of completed the hair, completed drawing everything in. Because keep in mind, everything's contrast, right? So, like in my drawing tutorial, right? Like you're never going to learn by not doing, right? So, you got to get in there and you got to, start adding a little contrast to things. You gotta, if you want to make something pop, like, and here's the thing, it might look ugly when you're zoomed in and it might look horrendous when you're zoomed in. Sometimes I look at it and I'm like, oh my God, this looks disgusting, right? But then when you zoom out and you actually look at like the final product, and keep in mind, this is like on a 2000 by 2000 pixel canvas, right? So, and I'll be real with you, like if you're an artist or whatever, especially starting out, the bigger the canvas, the better, right? Stretch your image out, and then you can always shrink it later. And then the funny thing is like a JPEG compression will actually kind of like help hide a lot of your mistakes when you shrink it back down. So, but yeah, I mean, it's I have fun drawing this sort of stuff. I don't mind making it and I don't mind posting it, but there has to be a demand for it, right? So, and if there's no demand for it, then I'm just not going to keep doing it because it's a waste of my time. Like this isn't what's moving the channel, right? Like, and that's what I'm listening to. I've been trying to make long form content. This is more of like a more recent thing for me, right? So I make long form content and I just listen to what the algorithm's telling me. And the algorithm's telling me, AI generated slop seems to be what's pushing the thumbnails, because that's where I'm getting most of my clicks from. It's not the hand drawn one, right? So, but yeah, I mean, this is the thing, and like I said, just to reiterate on this whole thing, like, don't be the Senna person, right? Don't lie, don't lie about other people, don't lie about what they're doing. Don't be a scumbag like that. That is absolute scumbag behavior. Like, just you know, I was commenting on this the other day, and this is the funniest thing. So if you read the Bible, and I'm not a religious person, but if you read the Bible, um, the original Greek translation for Satan in the Bible, it's not an individual. Like most people think it's an individual. It's not. It's actually somebody who is like somebody who's willing to make a false accusation, right? Somebody that has the moral compass that is able to make a false accusation, to lie about somebody else, right? To hurt that person, right? Like that, like the original uh concept that the Greeks translated Satan from is that's the concept. It's a philosophical concept, and it speaks more of the character, the content of somebody's character, uh, you know, in the grand scheme of things, right? Versus, you know, like an actual like horned beast, standing on hooves. So, but anyways, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna wrap it up here. This is the finished product. I sent this PNG to her so she could just kind of stamp it onto her videos. So anyways, yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the content. And if you did, please like and subscribe, help support the channel. Let me know what content you guys want to see. Like, I don't care. I'll make AI slop. I'll make drawing videos, music, whatever y'all want. I'll hop on Serum, and just start making some bass if that's what y'all want. Just let me know what you want content wise. So, and maybe I'll incorporate that into future videos. So, alrighty. Well, y'all take it easy. Have a great rest of the week. Later.
How do you